Avengers. So today, just a quick shout out to Endgame. Cool movie. I'm a big fan of all that stuff. I've seen all those movies, read all the comics. But anyway, today is just a shout out to that, but also to Alan Silvestri, because he's an awesome composer, and he has done a ton of cool work. But I'm glad they used him on this. So at the end of one of the songs, Real Heroes it's called, during the funeral scene, I noticed that there was a little guitar thrown in there, which he doesn't usually use. He tends to stick to strings and piano and stuff. But I'm glad that he did this movie, because it's such an emotional movie, and he's perfect for that kind of stuff. Another time he really stood out to me was in Carl Sagan's movie Contact. The whole movie was the music. The movie was great, but the music just really made it. And he had this main theme. Ellies Steam, I think it was called, but it was some of the stuff he did in Endgame is kind of a callback to that. That Ellies Steam was like a it goes to the 4-chord, uses a Lydian kind of. It's one of those type of things, like a descending bass. Going to the A chord, E to A, the Lydian on the A. But anyway, it's something like that. I'm not sure. That's pretty close. But and so he kind of used some of that stylistic thing, especially where he does long pauses and just plays strings, and does these just real beautiful chords. And so in this, at the end of this tune, he uses some tenths. Which is big on, and composers use a lot of these drop 2 type chords, where you have root and then the third up on top, or thirds in the bass and you have the fifth on the top, those types of sounds. So intonation, I know I need new strings, I'm working on that. So anyway, just to go over this real quick, as just a little study of Alan Silvestri. Key of G, drop 2, third in the melody, D, drop 2 with the F sharp in the bass, it's a C chord to D, so just a 1, 4, 5. Then we get off to the 4 chord, now the bass descends down to A minor, and to D. So a 2, 5, fake out, instead of the 1 we go to the 3, B minor, and then moving fourths to the E minor. Classic writing. Now this is where it gets real Alan Silvestri though. He pauses, completely switches keys to E flat, and just those little thirds, E flat and G, and moves that around. Except that's not a third. So you get like a descending, the bass goes E flat, D to C, while the melody goes back up. Yeah. And And then another cool thing he does, which is this is the same thing, but he puts it onto the string, so it goes up an octave. It would be up here. And that's it. What I'm doing is just playing the harmonic on there. So on the E flat to G, I'm harmonicking with my thumb and first finger, the E flat, and playing the G with my third finger. So the two notes, the bottom of the lower note is being harmonicked up 12 frets. Which isn't even really that effective for this particular song. And technically, it's putting the E flat above the G, so I'm inverting the voicing. If I wanted to actually be correct, I would play the G an octave lower on this E flat and G. I'd put the G down here and then harmonic it. And that would give me the correct voicing. Like that. And so on. So that's just, I'm just trying to put harmonics in it. It's not really anything great. But it's that same thing that Tuck uses in the intro to If I Only Had a Brain. And there's some cool stuff you can do with that. I'll have to do a whole video on harmonics. I've been learning some interesting harmonic techniques with chords and stuff, coming up with some different things. I'll do some harmonic stuff. So this isn't really anything great, but it's more of just a quick study of Alan Silvestri's writing. If anyone's into scoring or interested in, just what's going on behind some of these little themes, and mainly just an Avengers Endgame shout out because it's an awesome movie, which I saw, and it's probably my favorite Marvel movie. I've seen them all. It's hard to rate them, because I love them all, but it definitely these two movies together, Endgame and Infinity War, are probably the coolest. So yeah, that's cool. Shout out to that. I've been a big fan of Marvel forever, since I was a kid. And then around 2012, I went back and caught up on everything. Read everything from the beginning all the way up to 2012. The alternate universe too. Was it called Ultimate? Yeah, Ultimate Marvel, where Bendis did Spider-Man and redid Fantastic Four. That was really good. All the way up until they can merge the universes in Secret War. Miss Bendis, I thought he was a great writer, but that was from Disassembled, Avengers Disassembled, beginning of New Avengers, and then right into House of M and all that stuff. That I thought that was the best Marvel right around then. New Avengers, Mighty Avengers with the Sentry. House of M that led into Civil War. Siege was in there. Oh, Secret Invasion, then Siege, then Sentry died, which sucked. And then Fear Itself, all that stuff. Avengers vs. X-Men, all the way up until the Secret War, where they restarted Marvel, which I wasn't a big fan of since then. It's ups and downs. It's getting a lot better now, but that was probably my favorite stuff. And there's been a few cool. The Iron Man was really good for a while with Dr. Doom as a good guy. I thought that was really good. And there's been some good stuff, ups and downs, but I still buy my favorite issues. I hang in there, so it's cool to see them in movies. Anyway, so this is just an excuse to give a shout out to Endgame, really, and also go listen to Alan Silvestri, right, Kitty? Yeah, Contact, Ellies Theme, or anything from Contact. Great score. It's even better than this. It's probably I don't know if it's his best score, but it really stands out to me. It's very memorable. The music, the way he uses strings and all that stuff. So I'll put the tab up for this. I hope that's okay, and move on to some more interesting stuff probably tomorrow. All right, cool. We'll see y'all next time.
Boom.